Alrighty, folks, we are just about ready to send it back over to Rab with Monsters. Jesus, sorry, I just bonked the microphone with my headphone. I'm so sorry. We are gonna send it over in just a moment. So we're doing Monsters Inc. Scream Team. This is an incredibly scary game for the PlayStation 1. I actually, hang on, I've got a... where is it? Fun piece of lore about this game is that, or for the speedrun specifically, discovered that there was a Japanese version, Calabar, who we all saw inhale that Big Mac, large Big Mac meal with 100% completion, and his girlfriend Minx got me a copy of this random Monsters Inc. game that they found in like a Japanese game store. And when I got it and I put it in my PlayStation, we realized it was Japanese Monsters Inc. Scream Team. And I learned the speedrun as a sort of a tribute to them, as a thank you for this kind gift. And it was really funny. I felt like I couldn't submit to the board. I had to message them and be like, hey, just as a heads up, I'm on the Japanese version. Can you create a Japanese like flag for me on the leaderboard? And they very kindly did. I think I'm still the only person who's run in Japanese. But enough from me. We're going to want to hear from an expert on the matter. Rab, here to do his thing with Monsters Inc. Scream Team. I'm going to send it over that way in just a moment. There we go. Alright, you are all ready to go. You just let me know when time begins, and we'll see some expert Monsters Inc. gameplay. Take it away, Rab.
I'll try my best. I will try my best. My last practice run was not that good, but maybe I'll get better. But I think I'll just try and get into it real quick. This is Monsters Inc. It's a Crash Bandicoot style 3D platformer with some Spyro elements as well. Basically, it came out in 2001 or 2002 or something, so you know what it's inspired by. So Syo knows when timing starts. It's gonna be when I first gain control, so I'll just give him a heads up when I'm loading in. So there's a nice cutscene here establishing what you're doing, but I don't care. So you can play as Sully or Mike in this game. By the way, get ready on starting time. But I'm going to be playing pretty much all of this run as Mike, because Mike is much faster than Sully, especially so on PS1, which I'm running on. Sully has way more polygons in his character model or something, so what that means is that he lags a lot more on PS1. It's pretty dire. There will be one level where I'm going to play as Sully though, so I couldn't get
amazing.
You can sort of jump off of that post box, which you're not supposed to be able to do, and it's actually one of the only ones in the game you can do it on, which is quite convenient because it's also one of the only ones where it would even matter. Thanks, Dan. Thanks for the good luck. And what I tried to do was, when you double jump, you can sort of hover at the top of a double jump, but if you just hold X for a moment and then let go of it, you can sort of just stutter in the air and you gain a little bit of forward movement.
You made it.
But I wasn't able to do that, so I ledge grabbed instead, but it'll be fine. So as you can see, Mike is just rolling around, but now he's got this wonderful butt bounce or body slam, whichever term you prefer. And if you just keep mashing square, it just lets you do it indefinitely, so that's how we deal with those crates. So this is Ooze. This is the main collectible of the game. It is quite detrimentally to game design. Both the sort of progress controller, so you can see that bar on the side is filling up as I collect Ooze. The color corresponds to the color of the nerves, which corresponds to how many different scares they take. Very spooky. I hope that wasn't too scary. But Ooze is also the collect 100 and you get an extra life. So what that means is that anytime you hit a loading screen, Ooze will just respawn in the level. It can't go away permanently because of the live stick. So you can just cheese this game by quitting and reloading the levels. collecting a bunch of ooze if you'd like to do that. It's not faster in speedrunning, but you can do it if you want. There's some routes on the PC version that do that, because PC version basically has no load times. PS1, even on FDS, you must deal with the disc spinning. So yeah, scaring nerves, like I'm just mashing buttons. I sort of have a setup for doing like predictions. So here, ooh, I got a double, that's awesome. I'm pretty sure doubles and triples are glitches. They're not supposed to happen because they only happen on circle. But yeah, basically the setup for trying to get optimal mashes there is that you want to sort of like, so right now I'm using my thumb to mash circle. Then at the end of the animation as it's winding down, I swap to alternating the other two possible face buttons. And then that will just give me the best chance of like continuing the scares. You can sort of like, as you play the game more, you'll notice like when you're becoming more fluid at doing scares, you'll notice less downtime. Of course, the scare animations are actually randomized and some of them are slower. Like the one where Mike like smacks the top of his head, that one's very slow. Here, collecting medallions. By the way, so this is orientation. This is 5 minutes long and you have to do it every run and there's no skip. And this is the only time you're going to see a silver medal, and then coming up this is the only time you're going to see a gold medal. This is also the only time you're going to see red nerves, because we don't need them in any percent. They are the gold medal only thing, so... Basically every level in this game works in a structure of having 8 nerves and 10 medallions. And the last 3 nerves in every level are reds. But there is no instance of needing to scare a red in any percent. So double jumping is actually, like, in terms of forward movement, not even that much slower than rolling. And in certain instances it's actually better, so... It's sort of like a decent amount of interchangeability with the movement in this game. So here I'm going to land on this line around the corner, because I want to set up a little tiny skip. It'll save me a couple seconds. So here I'm going to sort of hold a little bit left, slightly down, roll, double jump. And these post boxes in orientation have a big range. So by jumping into that post box range, I just completely skipped the gold medal cutscene. If you like mistime that a bit, you can get this weird glitch where like the game will go like into a mode where the camera's like frozen, and you can undo it by going into first person mode, but it's a bit weird. So here I'm gonna hopefully get on top of this. Good. I bounce while this cutscene is going. And then this is not supposed to be possible, but you know, game was probably made on a tight budget. Almost fell over. There's a red that I'm just not gonna get. So I'll use this to explain that if you ever see me like scare a nerve from an odd angle, then it's pretty much always going to be because of lag. I have to kill this spinning top because otherwise he will bully me while I try to scare this. But yeah, anytime you might think that like, oh, that seems like a kind of unoptimal spot to scare a nerve from, it's pretty much just because some of the angles you can scare nerves at are extremely laggy. So here I'm going to go to this like splotch on the ground because I don't want to trigger that run. Marketplace is probably the most technically demanding level in the first hub, which, you know, it's Monsters Inc., so not exactly super demanding game. Yeah. This is kind of cool. You can just like mash circle to start scaring this guy instantly as you touch the crate. Get some funky camera angle while you do it. So coming up here is going to be hopefully a cool skip if I can get it. Kinda tricky. Hello? Did not do my spacing correctly there. So there's this very brain-demanding gong puzzle here. And if I do this right... Damn, I didn't get it. Okay. You can basically... It's very hard with mic, but you can hit those last 2 gongs in one cycle, and if you do that, you break the control lock here, so you can get up to this guy like 6 seconds ahead of time. So you save 2.5 seconds from hitting the double gong, and then 3.5 from scaring him early. Yeah, it's really easy with Sully, but with Mike, you have to like time it really well. Bit unfortunate. That's how you do it, Club. That's the way to experience Monsters Inc. So once I'm done with the level, I'm just gonna quit out of it by menuing. Except for a few instances, which we'll get to in a few minutes. Which is a relatively newish strat for the game. Here, I'm going to... by the way, that's like the only one of those cutscenes in this game. Oh, well, there's another one in... what's it? Sugar Shack? That one is like, you can't skip that little animation of Mike and Sully walking into the level. So, I guess they were just very, very proud of that animation. At the start there, I was manipulating the camera so that I would get a lot less lag. That's sort of a thing that pops up throughout this run, is using the camera to avoid lag. Because, again, there are some very, very laggy sections in this game. Yeah, this nerd is just like chilling on the monkey bars. By the way, remember, these are robots. So this is not like cruelty or anything. They can't feel anything. I went the wrong way around here. It's a small innovation to go the other way. But it's like basically not even a real time save. It is slightly clean. And there is a spinning top who might be annoying if he decides to come over here. Oop. Too slow. And there is another one coming up here. These guys' movements are kind of crap. You can adjust to it, they're not like super fast. It's mainly just sort of a problem if like they end up coming towards you right at the end of a roll, because there's a little bit of a intermission between when you can roll again. So you can sort of just like frame one and hit you if you're unlucky. Here, I'm gonna go to the side here. And hopefully by going around here, this spinning top will not get good. And then, so if you go into first person view, it deloads the character model. So I don't know if doing that at the end of the levels saves any time, but I mean, it almost certainly doesn't lose any time. And I think it looks funny, so. What do we speedrun for, if not things that look funny? And if you're wondering, the routing of the levels is pretty much entirely down to just like what you personally find is like the most difficult stuff. With the exception of the levels I'm going to do last. But otherwise, the level select menu always starts you on the top left, and it buffers like face button inputs before directional inputs. So you basically just don't lose any time by like doing whatever route you want. Sort of like middle of this level is a bit laggy, so I want to like scare that nerve and move the camera in certain ways. Slightly out of range. Here, I'm going to try and get on this ladder. Okay, good. That means that I can just climb up immediately. So you might be noticing sometimes when I like land in front of a nerve from a jump, I can just scare it instantly. That's a thing. It's when you're landing from a jump or just ending like an attack, so like a roll, or a spin with Sully. That just lets you start scaring immediately, like a little minor time save.
Not bad for a guy with one eye!
I'm sure all these like toys on the shelf are awesome.
There's nothing.
Also, for Syo's benefit, I am skipping these FMVs as fast as I can so Disney does not sue him. Alright, so, I'm gonna do the docks. Now, I used to do this first in this hub, but there is a very good reason why I don't do that. So, it's just going to be collecting some ooze here. The build up to what I'm sure you're all very, very excited to see. I'm hyping this up for 12.5 minutes. So here, if I don't land on this last crate in the floating border, it's going to allow me to do a death walk. It's kind of odd that that like is what sets the checkpoint flag for this lighthouse area, but fine. Okay, don't think I've made that mistake before. Okay, I didn't have to wait a cycle there. As long as I don't have to wait another cycle of that platform, it's all. There we go. That's what it does. Lets me just skip immediately back to the dock. So when you like lose control and the camera does things, the movement in this game, like forward, is determined by the camera, right? So in that instance, forward would have been that sort of like diagonal angle that it was pointing. So I let go of the stick right there at the end of my jump to make sure that Mike would just like fall straight down and land on the ramp. Otherwise, I would probably fall in the water underneath it. So here we go. This route is a bit weird, but it's about to make a lot more sense. So I got a little setup here. To scare this guy, I'm going to hold down and R2 and do a quick double jump to land here. Now, you might have noticed these doors that spawn. They're active. So I just saved 9.5 seconds by doing that, and then by doing this as the last level of a hub, I saved another 2 seconds because it completely skips one FMV. There we go. That's the easiest one. That one's fully consistent, which is nice. The other two are a bit meaner. It's syothon, so we're going to beat up on Randall. Alright, so now I'm actually going to play as Sully. Because there is a skip that you can only do with Sully here, and it saves a lot of time. So with Sully, you just kind of want to double jump a lot. Much faster than walking around everywhere. Sully is extremely clunky, doubly so on PS1 with the extra lag. I don't know why this nerve was like taking a nap up on top of here, like probably pretty cold. But then again, he is a robot, so maybe you just don't care. Like, cool. Didn't clip through the floor, that's nice. Sometimes you just like clip through the floor there, it's really cool. A nice like 7.5 second time loss or something. So this is a skip that can only be done with Sully. Basically you push the block in through the floor, and then Sully can like just barely touch the trigger to go inside of the tomb proper. Ooh, nice. Ledge grab. See. So here I'm gonna throw this block down, it's gonna land on top of the snake below. Push it down here. Hopefully I can throw this properly. Yep, okay. So you want to spend, obviously, as you can tell from how slow the animation of walking with it is, the absolute bare minimum amount of time possible holding these blocks. They are very, very slow to hold. That one might not reach. No, okay. The hitboxes on like these slots, I guess, that you put the blocks into are kind of weird. Like sometimes you can sort of basically not even land the thing on it and it'll go in. Yeah, the landing those throws is like very tricky because like both the camera and the like control are kind of slippery, pretty sensitive, so trying to do like the minor fine adjustments that you'd need to do for that, sometimes it just kind of doesn't work out. Like it didn't work out there on that purple block, unfortunately. I went a little bit, I like undercut it a bit. so I didn't get a good angle. Here I'm going to walk forward just slightly, because you can scare this nerve immediately by just mashing circle, but then there's a chance that you might get one of these ooze covering up the scare bar, which means you can't tell what to mash, which isn't that big of a deal. You can like mash all the buttons at the same time, and it still works. The game is very forgiving, but I'd rather just not deal with that. So that was a classic 2. It was, a bit clunky. Didn't get every strat, but you know, we ball. And that is the last you'll see of somebody, I'm telling you. You can't see it. Okay, Oasis now. This is going to be very different. I think even for Syo, this is going to be very different. Unless he has been looking at the monsters in Discord. Because this game is currently being tazzed by someone whose name I forgot. I know his current name, but it's a Christmas-themed one. It's not his actual name. Not his actual name. So here I'm gonna scare this nerve. Quick. And he found something quite cool that you can do in this level and also in the sinks. Camera going a bit crazy there. So obviously you are not supposed to be able to jump up onto those trees like that. Saves a lot of time. Kind of like in the marketplace. Because red ooze are worth 5, green are just 1, so anytime you can get to a big stash of red ooze, it's very nice. So here again, I'm walking onto this leaf, because if I scared from where I land, it'd be very laggy. The middle section of this level is like one of the laggiest things in the game. Okay, so let's see if I can do this. Part 1. Okay, I couldn't get the full thing. If you beat the pattern before like the cutscene sort of ends, you can actually skip watching the animation of the nerve coming out, and you can just scare it instantly. And on the upcoming yellow nerve, if you're very fast with that, I got something very funny to happen, so... Okay, I thought maybe for a moment there I'd be fast. But not quite. It still saves time, because you're like doing the puzzle earlier than intended. Yeah. Unfortunate I couldn't get one of them. Yes, Dact, I would strongly recommend that any sort of oozing redness, call up the GP, maybe get some like hydrozole or something, possibly. Antifungal. Also, the camera just spawns in the floor there. I don't know. And on occasion, I've also got it that, like, I get randomly hit. Like, the level will load back in, and I'll hear, ow! But, like, I don't see anything that hits me. And you're not anywhere near an enemy or, like, a hazard, so... Interesting level. So, the pyramid's pretty cool. It's got this concept of, like, that small hub area, and then just these 4 faces of the pyramid. You're only going to see the first 3. Unfortunately, but here I'm going to drop down and then just... Oops, apparently I'm going to not move up. It's not really a big deal.
Booga 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 booga!
Mike really, like, you gotta respect him. He really puts his all into that. Like, I would not poke my eye for this crap. I'd get, like, a different job. I'd be flipping fries. Frying burgers.
Booga 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 booga!
So this level is a good demonstration of a little bit of a, like, more minute tech thing. Which is that the roll has a little bit of a slowdown on its like startup animation. So if you're not gonna really roll for any notable amount of distance, you don't actually want to roll. You just sort of want to walk and then double jump. Or try and double jump immediately if you've got the space to clear. So that matters a lot on this screen, where I'm just going to be doing double jumps all the way up this. And I can beat the rocks like doing that.
Booga 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 booga. Booga 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 booga.
Yeah, like if you can tank the eye poke,
Not bad
then
for
it's
a
like
guy
the
with
boss is
one
gonna be
eye.
like, damn, this is a dedicated fella. Or fella. Fell them. So overall, I'd say like Pyramid's probably one of my favorite levels to just execute. It's fun. And it's short, it doesn't overstay its welcome. Unlike the next level, which is very long. But also has some new stuff. It also has a crash that I have a safety save for, so hopefully that doesn't happen. Here, same thing as Oasis. Gonna hit the post box to just gain movement during this cutscene. Here again, I'm using the way that control works during cutscenes to just position myself better. So I think there's actually like a limit on how far you can go away from the area while moving in the cutscene, because you seem to get stopped around about that area. Cool, I love when that happens. You just like sort of somehow go underneath that other platform.
Booga 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 booga. Ow! Oh! Ow! Oh! Ow! Ah!
So here I'm going to set off this nerve again. For a very important reason, because I need him to be in a certain spot to do another early exit. There is a very tough jump that you can do here, which I get like once every minute or something, so I shall just forego it. I think it saves like 0.1. So here I'm trying to scare this nerve from as far away as possible. Time saver here where I double jump and land on the ramp, and then during this cutscene I'll just sort of slide all the way down. So here I'm going to set off this scorpion, squeeze myself in between the nerve and the wall. That means that the scorpion is just going to deactivate.
Booga 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 booga. Booga 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 booga. Booga 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 booga. Ow! Oh! Ow! Oh!
Try to sell.
Booga 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 booga. Not bad for a guy with one eye.
I don't know, I can't really judge where I am. The hitboxes on the doors, by the way, are very weird. Okay, cool. Like you can see, it's like sort of behind and a bit to the like left of where the door physically is. Yo, Pete. Booga 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 booga. Tried to hit him again, but he was simply too evasive for me. So here on ice, I don't want to be rolling, it's slower. You want to just sort of double jump your way across it.
Booga 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 booga.
Alright, so Ski Lift is probably the most technically demanding level in the run. It's got a relatively tight cycle, at least by this game's standards. Luckily, the cycle is not running, so that mistake doesn't happen. Okay. But for real now, gamers. Gonna run all the way up here to get that red. Uh-oh. That's fine. This part is easy. I get a little breather here. Also, I forgot to mention it, but your range for collecting ooze is like massively expanded when you jump. Like just in the air, you have so much more range. It's interesting. I mean, it makes sense, I guess, but yeah, it's so much more than if you're just like on the ground. Alright, cool. I caught the cycle. That's nice.
Booga 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 booga.
Yeah, just a little bit of a time saver by doing a very delayed double jump. You skip having to drop down and go through the little door.
Booga 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 booga.
Pretty good ski lift, besides missing that one.
Not bad for a guy with one eye.
Okay, if you can like catch that cycle, you can basically do anything in this game. That's the most difficult. That saves about like 10.5 seconds over the next best thing you can do, if I remember correctly. The big 1K. 1 grand. 1,000 smackers. Right, Sugar Shack. This is by far the laggiest level in the game, which is funny because it is the smallest level. It's just like so tightly packed in that, yeah. So, these nerve scares are going to be at very specific spots. And I like this one because you can just see through the wall. So you can see there, like, as I beheld the little cliff area, the frame rate took a dive. I actually came up with a new strat here, but I'm not consistent enough at it, so I'll do my old strat. And it's like a 0.3 time save or something. I scare this nerd from a different angle and then try to grab that red to the right, or to the left, sorry, while I'm in the air. But I haven't quite figured out the angle I want to be holding the stick on for that. Now, nerves take like about a half second or something for their hitbox to despawn when you beat them. So, there I sort of like move back to time out, being able to roll through him, so that I can do that jump without any hovering or anything. It's a nice little time save.
Not bad for a guy with one.
Now I'm just going to chill in the Sugar Shack itself. That was my alarm waking me up today, true story. I figured I'd better get a really powerful one because I can't miss Syothon. Nice, I have my splits running and that was the first level I saved time on. Cool. Let's go. Right, Iceberg. This one has a pretty cool route that I'm partial to because I made it myself. Along with most of the other fast routes in this game. But yeah. This one's just kind of cool. I'll be leaving that green nerve. You can collect enough ooze like around here to get him, but it's just very slow to do. Here, there's this sort of ramp. This. Death warp all the way up here. And you just gotta like so much easier. Hopefully I can get a strat here. Yep. So, if you land in certain spots here, you can just have this snowman give many futile attempts at stopping you with his snowballs. It simply isn't good enough. Here, you can grab that ooze and that ooze. That sets me up perfectly. Also, this is the best song in the game. I don't know how much you can hear the game audio on the stream, or at least the music. But, here's the best song. And there's going to be another death. So there, even though it's on ice, I roll just so I can get like the fast animation start on this guy. try and do this. So if I wedge myself in enough, then the snowman can't hit me.
Not bad for a guy with one eye.
Now I'm just gonna go chill with him. Well, I saved 0.0 on that one as well. Let's go. It's the comeback. Alright, so Hot Springs. This is a unique level. It has a damage abuse for a death walkthrough. There's that orange nerve there at the very start. I want to take enough damage throughout this level. Also, I'm turning around so that I get boosted forwards in this. I want to take hits at certain points to allow me to death roll back to the start of the level. Let's get out of it. This route was found by Bintendo? Yeah, I think she did. Yeah, she did.
Ouch!
So, by the way, this is a PS1 exclusive route. Because on PC they can skip out before the bronze medal cutscenes, but that doesn't give you the like monster enhancements or whatever they're called. It's like a goofy name. So there's no trampoline there, or there is, but it's hollowed out. So.
Hey!
You actually have to jump for that red, by the way. It's just enough off the ground. The devs decided to get spicy with that one. I'll just grab to these three, and that sets me up perfectly. Okay, so again, this is the last level of a hub, and again, it has an early exit. Very fortuitous that there are early exits in one level per hub, so that you can get the maximum time save.
That is not good.
Smilers, I'm all smiles. Here I'm going to try and do a setup.
Booga 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 booga. Ow! Not bad for a guy with one eye.
Yeah. Unfortunate. This one is definitely the hardest one. It's just sort of... There's like an odd level of inconsistency in this game where like you don't respawn to the exact same spot every time. It's like very slightly variably different, and it drove me up a wall trying to like figure it out, so I just gave up and decided to full send it. Right, so I'm going to actually do a race now. Cool. So Randall sort of challenges you to do a thing. These don't give you anything, by the way, so you don't even do these in 100%. This is the only time you should see this. Here I'm like trying to jump at certain points to gain a little bit of speed, you might have noticed. There's sort of two speeds that you have on this. Denoted by the sound effects. There's a sort of slower movement and then one where it sort of speeds up a bit. Here I'm going to go off to the side. Also, this loves eating jumps. You know what? Just because it's syothon, I'm actually going to properly win the race. Because you get the ending either way, so in the rules you don't actually have to win this race. Because to win it you need to collect 125 medallions. So yeah, get owned.
Enjoy your victory.
Get absolutely owned, Randall.
We are here today to congratulate...
So there you go, there was Monsters Inc. Scream Team. Any percent, no medal duping.
Rab, were you timing that run?
This game is very easy to learn. Even with the newer strats, they're a bit more difficult, but...
Rab, were you timing that
I
run?
learned... Yeah, it was a 36-37.
Now, sorry to interrupt, but correct me if I'm wrong, your world record on speedrun.com is a 36:44. Did we just witness a new world record?
No, I got a 36.04 in practice.
Oh no, no! You,
Unfortunately.
God
Hey,
damn
look,
it!
it's my second best run though, so
That's really good. That's
yeah,
insane.
this was a pretty consistent run the whole way through.
That was crazy good.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. I got to show off pretty much all the stuff. I didn't get the Sphinx and Hot Springs early exits, but they're sort of harder. At least, you know, the docks one is consistent, so you can see what it actually looks like. Just a nice run the whole way.
That's you should have lied for content, but
Yeah, I thought about it, but then, you know,
sorry to interrupt you.
nobody would ever trust me.
Doing your thing. That was awesome, dude. When you said that you were gonna win the Randall race, I'm looking at him like he can world record right now. Why are you doing this?
Well, I mean, I did throw away an Arctic Pursuit best segment doing that, but you know, it's fine.
That is a good point.
Kind of an easy level.
Thank you for throwing for syothon.
No problems.
Oh, dude, I got so G'd up thinking that was a world record. I was about to go crazy. Sorry to interrupt you. Do your thing. Any shout outs, any last sort of closing remarks that you want to give, etc.
I mean, in terms of shout outs, you know, shout out to everybody who's run this game. Bamford, Sayans, CSGO legend in the speedrunning circle in Australia. Shout outs to Nintendo, found some roots, had the record before me. Shout outs, yeah, to everyone. Shout outs to that guy whose real name I can't remember doing the Taz. Obviously, I've incorporated some of the stuff he's found. Shout outs to you for running the game as well. Shout outs to Jimmy. Old boy,
Yes,
Australian old
Jimmy
boy.
Shout out to Jimmy
boy.
boy.
And yeah, just shout outs to everybody who was here watching this run. And shout outs to you for running Syothon. Congrats on breaking the 1,000. And thank you for having me.
And thank you. I've been saying it throughout the event, but no runners, no event. So you guys are the real superstars here. Yeah, thank you so much as well for showing your game off so expertly. And now there is one question though that people had. They were asking constantly. They wouldn't stop. They would not leave me alone, wanting to know where can we see more Rab.
Fucking nowhere. I don't stream. No, I'll send a message in the chat.
No worries.
That's where you can see me on the my quarterly streams.
When you randomly pop up to get a new Monsters Inc. Scream Team world record.
Yeah,
and then
look, I mean,
fade off.
The 35 is out for the taking. I gotta get it.
It is, yeah, it is now. Those new tricks were actually so sick though. That was really cool to see.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
So yeah, with that, if there's nothing else that you wanted to shout out or anything, again, thank you for participating in Syothon. It means the world.
Oh, no problem.
And
yeah, I don't think I've got any more shout outs. I think
also for putting a picture of my cat instead of the webcam slot.
Yeah.
The epic John
Look, we love
chess
John.
photo. What a boy.
It's a good photo.
Oh yeah, I was pretty proud of that one. So with that, we will get set up for the next run. Thank you, Rad. Everyone say bye, Rad. We love you.
Bye, Rad. We love you.
Not you. And I'll politely disconnect you from the Discord server. Bidum. And there he goes, like an angel off into the night, like an angel's kiss. Now we are going to get set up for the next run. That was sick. I was really happy to see that one. Now we will get all of this teed up here. Up next, we're going to have Titanfall 2 All Helmets by Rippy Pie. So I will... whoops. All Helmets by... I'll get this fixed up in the Twitch thing before cutting to the intermission so that I don't forget. Titanfall 2. Excellent. Let's get that one. And now let's get set up for... We got 2 runs left. It's going to be Titanfall 2 All Helmets by Rippy. And then closing out the Year of the Dragon, we will have Spyro Year of the Dragon 149 egg by the big man himself. He's been here pretty much the entire time. We'll get that one by Dact, who is also a world record holder in his game. So, Let's get the runners joined in. Let's get over to the intermission screen, and we will be back momentarily, people.